Hey everybody, it's Tom. Hunting season's almost upon us. It's September 29th, I believe. I don't keep very good track of time, so hunting season's almost upon us, and got thinking about some options for my hunting season. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So I got thinking about some options for my hunting season. And this year I got, well, you've all seen the introduction to the TRC. That was earlier this year. And I won a knife from Charles Hoffman also. I had a video review of that up. So I've got quite a few knives again this year that really need to make some hunting trips to try out and make sure they're okay. TRC I have no problems with, and most of them knives, to me a fixed blade knife is a fixed blade knife, and they all work pretty good as long as it holds an edge. But what I look for when I go out hunting is, how it fits in your hand when you're, you've got the blade upside down and reverse kind of cutting motion and stuff. That's what I look for, to see how it fits. And outside of the fixed blades, I've got a couple of folders and stuff I've gotten through the course of time here that I really wanted to try out. This one's a Parker I May. This is a K226. And these are made in Sakai, Japan. It's real bone, real stag, or whatever they call it. A good brass. Now these things, they take a razor sharp edge. And I love Parker I May. I absolutely just love the knife. I've had them for years. They sharpen out easy, of course, they're stainless steel. Of course, they're stainless steel and they sharpen great. And obviously, they're good and sharp, let's just put it that way. So I got that little guy to try out. And of course, these go with me in my pocket too when I'm just out running around in the woods and stuff. And these storms and this wind is enough to drive you nuts. So that's one. This is another one. This is a K47, also Sakai, Japan. I've seen these back in the 80s when I was growing up, but I was like, well, it's a cool little knife. Like I said, they're sharp as a razor. This one's even sharper than the other one. They make nice little curls. Made of surgical steel, and it actually is surgical steel, not just a name. And the stags on them are great. And honestly, if I was going to start collecting pocket knives and stuff, these would be the ones I was collecting. These old Parkers. And they're very expensive to collect for a pocket knife. So, just a couple of little knives there. Now, recently in the trade, and we all know, I have some custom knives. Recently in the trade, I was talking to a gentleman, and he wanted a survival manual. He's just getting into it. So I had one of Mike Hawk's urban survival manuals here. And I said, well, I really don't need it anymore. Do you? Yeah. And, well, this is what we come up with in the trade. Obviously, it's not a machete, it's a neck knife. Okay, there we go. So this is what we come up with in the trade. I just go through the sheath real quick. It's just a plain old pancake Kydex, you know, the rivets in it. This little bugger. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it in there or not. And you can see it right in there. This is a Van Dyke custom. Like green camouflage micarta scales, and it obviously is a neck knife. Now this it's made out of 1095, the Scandi grind. It's cryogenically heated, or cryogenically heat treated to hardness of 58. So that means it's going to hold an edge pretty good. Now, it don't have a whole lot of room to hang on to, but, you know, a neck knife is not a fighting knife or anything like that. I wouldn't be afraid of skinning a deer with it, or gutting a deer with it, but, I mean, it's not, you know, your full-size knife. So I just got this recently, like within the last day or two. So, that little bugger boy, it just hogs wood. So with hunting season coming up, I mean, I got a lot of options here, and definitely going to be trying them all out. I've been using that, I don't know if you've seen it or not in one of my videos, but one of the knives Charles Hoffman sent me was a, what they call a Sax style blade. It's S-E-A-X. It's an old Viking style blade, Norseman. It's kind of like a reverse Tonto. It had, the tip goes down to the bottom of the blade instead of coming up to the top. And I'll tell you what, it's one heck of a blade for everything I've done in the woods so far. And I've cleaned a couple of woodchucks and stuff with it. And that reverse tip on that blade, boy, it outdoes most of my butcher knives. As you can see. Now for a neck knife, like I said, this does hog off a ferro rod and it hogs off wood. For a neck knife, boy, this is going to make a great little backup. It's a 1/4 inch thick. Now if I wanted to baton twigs, but that's a great little knife. Now I haven't seen Steve having a YouTube channel or anything like that, so if you you're interested in one of these little buggers, I think these are $80, and you can catch them over at Bushcraft Trading Post. He's generally always on there, or you could just look him up on Facebook. It's Stephen Van Dyke. He makes bigger blades, obviously, and whatnot. But with hunting season coming up, I have a lot of options I'm going to be trying this year. Like I said, the pocket knives and this little Van Dyke custom, and some Charles Hoffman knives. And it's really coming down to a point of where I'm thinking, you know, it's me running around in the woods anymore with a whole passel of stuff. Like you see my grab and go bags. That was last year. This year it ain't happening. And we did have confirmation on the fact that it is the Lyme disease eating up muscles and this, that, and the other thing. So, it's not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. So I got to go see a few more doctors. But the whole injection thing, that ain't going to work. And so just a couple updates on a few little things. We'll be getting out for deer season. Hopefully I'll be getting my mount for this camera, or this tablet. And maybe we can get a deer hunt on tape. That'd be cool. Maybe even a couple of squirrel hunts if I could figure out how to manipulate everything and still be able to hunt. So, this is Tom. Like I said, just a couple of knives I wanted to show you that's going to be going out hunting with me this year. This, there it is. This Van Dyke Custom is definitely going to be one of them. I'm actually thinking about piggybacking this with my TRC. Lovely. Piggybacking out with my TRC, and not the best of both worlds. I'll have a small skinning blade and a good woods blade. So, we're going to continue on this hunting series. We might as well just call this part 1. And we'll look at what we downsized to and go from there. So y'all be good. We'll see you on the next one.